Hey y'all. So, slept at another Walmart, but this time when I got up in the morning, went in, I actually brushed my teeth in the bathroom. So I felt weird about brushing my teeth in the bathrooms of, a Walmart, Target, whatever. But this morning I did it. So a tiny little milestone met. Okay, good morning. I went to Walmart, and so before I go out to my next national park, I got some produce. So spent $11.30. So here's what I got. I got these little peppers. So I'm planning to make like Mexican, Tex-Mex, all that kind of food. And so I wanted peppers. And I found that, if you cut up a pepper, the other half of it's going to go bad. So these little peppers are more expensive, but I think they won't go bad, right? Also, they're sweet peppers, so I could put them in a salad or a sandwich. It would go really well that way too. So the goal is to eat these before they go bad. We'll see if that happens. I got baby spinach, organic, pre-washed. Last time I bought it without it being washed. And I get that there's a lot of people who still wash it, but I'm just not that person. Then I wanted some vegetables that would go well with kind of Mexican food. So I got 2 squashes. I made sure I got ones that were little, so I could eat the entire one at a meal, right? So a yellow one and a regular squash. I don't know what they're called, the green ones, but this will add some good variety. Got a half dozen eggs. They were $1, but they're not like, ethical eggs in any way, but those are the only 6 eggs you could get. I already have 6 eggs back there, so I didn't want to buy that much more. More of the sharp cheddar cheese. I have a little bit left, but I number one, like it. And then also it doesn't go bad. And it's great for both sandwiches and for salad and for cheese and crackers I could kind of like cut it up or actually tear it up into small bits, and it can go on my tacos or my Mexican food. So many purposes for this. And then I got green onions. These are not pre-washed, but these are easy to wash. But I got green onions because this is better than getting regular onions, because I can't eat a whole onion in one sitting, and I don't have a way to store it, so it won't go bad. So yeah, that was very cheap. For all this stuff, this will make a lot of meals. My goal is to be not going getting takeout and to cook my own food, which will definitely be easy when I'm at a campground. It's not supposed to rain, so that also makes it easier. When I'm traveling, I'm going to try to also do the same thing. We will see how it goes, but it will save a lot of money and also eat a lot healthier. Okay. So right now I am still in the parking lot of the Walmart Supercenter. I already have done some work this morning. I did all my emails. I did some work on my YouTube channels. I saw the comments. Patreon stuff. all that stuff is done. I have a couple more things. I'm not going to leave here until after 9 a.m. because I want to, maybe even 10 a.m. But I want to let the world catch up with my early morningness, because right now it is 8 a.m. It is 8 a.m. Mountain Time. Okay, it's 7 a.m. Pacific. So I want to let the world catch up with me being up, because I'm going to be unplugged until Thursday. Today's Monday. So I want to give everybody a chance to reply to what I sent them or whatever, if they're really, on top of it. Otherwise, it will be Thursday afternoon when I am back online. I don't think I'll have connectivity between now and then. There might be some connectivity at like the visitor center or something like that, but or the lodge or something, but I don't know. And I'm not sure. So I can't really plan on that being true. So I'm not going to worry about putting this stuff in the cooler because it's not hot. And I'm just going to go to, and none of this stuff is obviously needs refrigeration, because I don't have refrigeration anyway. So I'm just going to put this in the bag. It'll carry it with me as I go this morning. And then once I get to my campsite, I could check in to my campsite at noon, which is nice and early, right? It's better than even a hotel is. So once I check into my campsite, then I will kind of reorganize my trunk of my car and all that kind of stuff, which will be very, very good. I'm actually planning tomorrow to not drive. I haven't had a day where I didn't drive for literally months, about 2.5 months. So I would have a day where I don't drive. There's hiking trails you can go right from the campground. And so that's what I was planning to do, is I'm going to do all the hikes on that side and just not drive for a day. And I think that will be really nice. It means I'll have to do a lot of hiking, but that's okay, right? I like hiking. And the next day I'll do the scenic drive and the hikes on that and stuff like that. But I could also even do some more scenic drive and hikes the morning before I leave. But I really need some time to just not be driving for a little bit. I enjoy being in my car. So it's not that I feel stuck in my car. It's that I need a break for driving. Yesterday was really hard. I was driving an interstate the whole time. Once it got past Serpent early morning, is nobody on the interstate, but like once I got past that, I drove through a city. I mean, it was just so hard on me. My allergies were bothering me really, really bad. I'm actually doing much better today. I was able to use my CPAP last night. I didn't have as much condensation in the car because I cracked the windows, and I think that's going to be, even if it's super cold, I have to do that because it's not, I don't care about the condensation on the windows. The condensation gets in the hose of the CPAP, and then it's like fills my sinuses full of fluid. I know I sound a little bit congested because I still have a little bit left, but not that much. I took one Benadryl yesterday. Once I got to the parking lot, I knew I wasn't going to have to drive anymore. And that's one weird thing about living in a car is unless you're at a campsite or hotel, you have to always be ready to drive at any time. So you can't be under the influence of anything. So whether it is a over-the-counter medication, a prescription medication, alcohol, marijuana, whatever, you can't do anything that could make it so you can't drive unless you're at a campground or a hotel. And actually at those places, you probably can't use marijuana, but you could, have a beer or, whatever. That would be totally fine, obviously. I don't drink alcohol anymore, partly because of my diabetes medication, and partially because I actually stopped right before the pandemic started. I found that I was looking forward to alcohol too much, and it was just like the beginnings of problems. So I just stopped drinking completely. And I'm glad I did that. It's much easier from a diabetes perspective because you have to count all those sugars and carbs, and also it's better from my medication. I have had like maybe 2 or 3 drinks since in the last 3 years, but once you get used to it, you get used to it, then it's not part of your life really anymore. And then it's like, whatever. I'm not against ever having a drink again, but it'd be like literally one drink, and it would be like, oh, I want to have one margarita, or something. And that would be all I would do. All right, I'm going to get back to reorganize this stuff and put it back in the bag. And then I'm going to do a little bit more work and get ready to go. So I'm waiting because it's one-way traffic, and there's like volcano stuff here in this random place. I don't even understand. Where is there a volcano? I don't know, but there's volcanic rock. I mean, huge tree. Maybe this was a volcano 1,000 years ago. I don't know, but love it. Love it. So one thing that's very true is now that I travel full time, I'm less in a hurry. Generally, and like right now I'm in an undisclosed national park, and I'm spending here 3 nights, and I'm just chilling. I've been reading a book at my campsite. I've walked down to see the thing that I'm by, but like I haven't gone on any hikes or anything. I am just taking the day off to chill, which I kind of needed. But tomorrow I'm not driving my car. I'm going to hike from here. I have 1 for sure, and then another 2 that I'm going to pick one of to do. And then the next day I'll do the Scenic drive, and then the day after I'll leave. But like, I'm not in a hurry because I have time. In the past, I would have done this whole park in 1 day. I might not even spend the night here, And now I've taken my time. And so because of that, I don't actually have to do stuff the whole time. I can just be chilling out on my campsite because this is my life. I don't have to be in a constant hurry. It's very nice. And I mean, I have a lot of work to do that I'm not doing right now. I actually have all my client stuff caught up. All my emails were caught up when I left the Walmart Supercenter. I have like 1 bar here, but I can't get email to work. I can send text, which is actually really nice. I don't have to use my satellite stuff to send text. But besides that, I could be editing video, yeah, but I kind of needed chill. It's so nice that I'm not in a hurry tomorrow morning. Like, I keep having that thought of, okay, what time do I need to get up? What do I need to be doing? Da, 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 da. And I'm like, I plan to go on a hike in the morning. And about to go on another hike in the afternoon. I plan to cook meals and eat them. Plan to read my book. I need to charge my book, my Kindle back up, you know? Yeah, like it's very good for me to be somewhere and to not be going anywhere. As much as I like going place to place to place, it's good to just not be. Right around close to sunset, I might walk over and look at the sunset, or I might not. I actually cooked dinner. I cooked lunch and then I cooked dinner because like I could leave everything out, so I might as well just cook dinner too. I am gonna put most of the stuff away. I'll leave the stove out, but I'll put the food all away because there are these gigantic ravens that are like, I mean, ravens are clever. I think they might be able to get my soft side cooler open because it doesn't have a zipper or button or anything. It just closes. And I'm like, they're huge. I feel like they could knock it over and open it up. It's very good. Very good. I need to keep remembering that I have to sometimes just not go anywhere. So a couple spots this morning. One is I made English muffins with the ghee, the refined butter. Amazing. Oh my God. I had 2 of them. So good. I haven't had toast of any kind in so long. Okay, I've never had ghee before, but it was amazing, amazing taste. So that, and it doesn't need to be refrigerated. So, which is why I think it was invented by people, right? So, oh my God. I also cooked my eggs in it. So good. So I had a lovely breakfast with scrambled eggs with some veggies in it. And it was spinach and green onion. And then some everything seasoning. And then my English muffins. Oh, I made real coffee where I actually grounded the beans and all the things. Wonderful. I slept in and didn't get out of bed until almost 8 o'clock, which is insanely late for me. Like I haven't done that in, I don't know, way before I lived in a car. So that was just lovely to just lay in bed, and I played video games on my computer. It was nice. I just chilled out. Then I finally got up. By the time I got up, it wasn't cold anymore. I mean, I had my coat on, but it's not chilly actually. So it wasn't this misery of trying to make food when it's 30 degrees. So that's first. The second thing is I really am thinking that in the long term, once I get my super outback or whatever, I might want to get a trailer for winter camping specifically, just because then I could put a heater in it, you know? And that during the spring, summer, fall, traveling the super outback would be perfect and great, especially for stealth in the city, right? But in the winter, I love camping in the winter. I would love to be able to go camping when there's snow on the ground and go hiking in that and everything. But I really actually need a heater, not actually so I can sleep in the sense of like, I'll be too cold. I just get a really, serious blankets and quilts and stuff like that. The reason is because I need my CPAP to work. So I actually need a very minimal heater. And yes, there are heaters that you could use. I could, in theory, use a heater in the car. The propane heaters make no sense. First, I don't want fire in a very small space like that. But also because when you burn any kind of flame, you create condensation, because that's literally the equation for burning something using oxygen, is you create water vapor at the end as well as heat. And so I have a condensation problem anyway. That's actually the problem with my CPAP. It's not actually in a lot of ways the fact that it's too cold, it's that it's too much condensation. So I need a dry heat. A dry heat means you're going to have electric, or you're going to have, dry heat's been electric, or those, I think the diesel heaters are a dry heat. But electric obviously would be dry heat. Electric heat is very expensive in the sense of electricity costs. So in winter that may not work. I don't know, but the thing is, if it was one of those really small, I've seen them around in this campground. They're not. You can just sit up in them. I could have a heater in there. Then I could camp in all weather. So I don't know what heater I would get, and I'd probably have to experiment with that. It would need to be something that would be safe for that small of a space, but I wouldn't need that much heat to heat that small of a space, right? That's what I mean, is those little tiny ones, that you can just sit up in, but you can't stand up in. And inside is really just your, for sleeping and your stuff, right? There's those teardrop ones that have the things you open up in the back and you can have all your cooking stuff back there. That's definitely a neat idea. That would be helpful in the winter, because then you typically have, you can put out an overhang awning kind of thing, and then I would be able to be in weather, whether it's raining or snowing. So in the long term, that may make a lot of sense. I really love this campground. It's a very reasonable price for a national park, and everything's really spread out. You're not really close to the next neighbor. And it was incredibly quiet. You know, people don't, one of the things about campgrounds that are far away from cities is people don't come here to like party, you know, they're coming here to like go hiking and see the stuff or whatever. So they go to bed. Whereas if you go to a campground that's pretty close to a city, people go there to party, you know. And so then there's like loud people drinking beer and playing loud music late at night. And it's like a whole thing. Now, because I sleep in a city on the side of a road a lot of times, I can totally ignore loud noises, especially if they're kind of continuous loud noises, like people talking and music playing and stuff. I can filter that out very easy. The only time it actually really bothers me is like the sudden loud noise, like fireworks, things like that, because that literally has been a problem. But so I'm just here reading my book, finishing drinking my coffee. When my coffee is done, then I haven't decided if I'm gonna go take a shower first or go hiking first. I think I'm gonna take a shower first because the hike I want to do actually goes over to the visitor center and all that, and I want to have bathed before I'm going to be inside around people. So I think I might do that. I think I might go over and take a shower and have that be the first thing that I do away from my campsite. I put away pretty much everything. The only thing I have to put away is the coffee stuff. So update on hiking at elevation after a week and a half. Still not adapted to it. Maybe I'm just never gonna be. I don't know. I mean, this is not a hard trail, even remotely. I am like, you know, catching my breath. So I was thinking I was gonna do 2 hikes today. I'm thinking it's gonna be this. This is gonna be my hike, and that's totally fine. Totally fine. I'm gonna see some beautiful things. I don't know. We'll see if I can ever work up to it. So one of the things that is very different about living full-time in a vehicle and traveling full-time versus being on vacation is that I'm still doing normal stuff. So when you go on vacation, you usually don't work. I won't say always, but usually don't work. A lot of times the kind of hobbies that you usually do, you don't do on that vacation. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you might be reading your book that you put off reading, or, you know, knitting, or obviously you may be doing the hobbies that are the vacation is about, you know, hiking or skiing or whatever the thing is that you're doing on the vacation. But like right now I'm playing a video game. I'm playing SimCity. I sit in my car in the middle of the afternoon with most of my window coverings up. Not all of them. The one over there isn't. And then also today, when I was on my hike, about partway through my hike, I actually had connectivity. And so I was able to check my email and reply to emails and stuff, both personal stuff and work stuff. And I could see that if someone was on vacation, you might be like, oh, you should be working. But this is my life. This is my life. So work and regular hobbies and then doing the laundry and like all the things that you'd have to do in regular life, it needs to be integrated into this. So it is, you know, people talk about this being a lifestyle. It actually is, you know, it actually is a lifestyle. It isn't just a trip or a vacation or whatever that you're on. This is me integrating travel into my regular life, which is hard. There's a certain kind of challenge to that because most people who are out here right now aren't like that. They're on vacation in some way, shape, or form. So there's I don't know, it's a different vibe. It is. I like being around people who are, you know, on vacation or retired or whatever they are. There's a few people who I think might be traveling full time. You know, I do see people here at campgrounds where I look at their setup or whatever and I'm like, they might actually be out here all the time. But for a lot of people, this is just their little vacation they're taking for a week or two. And so it's a very different day-to-day existence. And it's important for me to always remind myself there's nothing wrong with me doing some work. There's nothing wrong with me doing chores. Nothing wrong with me playing SimCity, because this isn't my vacation. This is just my regular life now. Hey all. So today was a really good day. I went on a scenic drive, did a bunch of, I wouldn't even say hikes, walks to see things. I originally planned to go on a hike, but I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not adapting to the elevation. I don't know. I think where the hike was 8,800 feet. I'm still like, anything that I do that's hard, that's not even hard, like easy. If it was, it would have been easy for me if I was at sea level, but up here, it would have been really, really hard work. And I just didn't feel like doing hard work today. So I went back to my campsite, read my book, finished that, and started reading another book. I also did work. I edited a video for y'all. So it's about an hour-long video. And so I actually did something that was nice to edit video at a picnic table in a campground, and there's trees around, and a raven hopped up and tried to join me. They're huge. I've never been that close with a raven. They're not scared of people at all here. And they jump up on your picnic table. They'll totally get your food. I didn't have any food there, but there was like, stuff on there, and I had my laptop and stuff. And so the raven doesn't know the difference between a laptop and food. So they're just checking it out. I mean, the raven walked over to me and then jumped up on the table. So it ended up being really nice. And that is something I want to actually remind myself about, that for doing work and, for doing something like editing a video that takes a long time, an hour-long video takes more than an hour to edit. It may make sense for me to do that in a picnic area, at a picnic table, in a park, somewhere that is this kind of nice, lovely environment, while doing it in a library or in my car is totally fine when that's the best option, because sometimes it is the best option. Doing it outside is actually a lot better. It's a lot better. So I enjoyed that. And besides that, just had a nice, relaxing day. Very good to be balanced that way. Also made hot meal for every meal. Had a hot breakfast, hot lunch, hot dinner. Really nice. I feel very satisfied. I also find that I need to eat more when I'm at higher elevation, since everything is harder for me. It's taking me more energy. So I made sure to have nice, hearty meals. And it was good overall. So tomorrow I am leaving here, and I'm going to first have breakfast. I'm not in a hurry or anything, and take a shower. I didn't even bother taking a shower today, but I did yesterday here. The showers here are at best lukewarm. And there's literally a sign that says the showers are at best lukewarm. And they said the reason is that when they had hot showers, people took really long showers and it wasted water. And they're very, very hyper conservative, hyper vigilant about the water use here. So I guess they turned the hot water heater down, and the most you get is lukewarm water. It was enough, I didn't even have to put quarters in it, because people take such short showers that whoever had put in the quarters last time, it didn't use up all their water. So I got to take one for free. That was kind of cool. Anyway, I am going to do that tomorrow morning and make breakfast. I'm not in a hurry to get out of here. It's about an hour and a half to the town that I'm planning to go to. And that town I've already driven through, so I know it has really good internet. So I have a Zoom call to do from there, and I have trademark filings to do. So I have a bunch of work where I need very solid internet to do. So it will be very good. One of the things that was weird today is I was on that scenic road, and I was very far away from any kind of civilization, and I had 4 bars. It was at this one pull-out spot and one scenic outlook. And I guess it's because it must have a direct line of sight to a tower. So I was actually able to go through my email and answer comments on here, and which was really good, because I don't like to come back to a huge pile of work, to a huge inbox. It's actually very overwhelming. So it's helpful even if I can't do it every day, every other day is actually very helpful for me to not create a huge pile of work. That's one of the problems with going on vacation, is you come back to this huge pile if you have the kind of job or your own business where no one else is doing it unless you are. All right, I'm going to keep reading my book and relaxing. Sunset probably just happened, or is happening in the next 5 minutes. And I've shut up most of the window coverings in here, but not the front or this side, because I can do them easily from this seat. But I'll do that once it gets dark, and just chill out in my car, which I actually really enjoy doing. Because the thing is, I could sit outside totally, but it's actually pretty chilly outside, and I don't enjoy doing that by myself. It's nice during the day, but it's much more comfortable here. This chair is actually more comfortable than my outside chair. My outside chair is not uncomfortable, but I'm going to sit in here and be warm. I don't need it to be that warm, but it's much more like a stable temperature than outside. And I'm going to go later.